Suge Knight was once the dawn of the music industry. Every rapper and artist was scared of the record executive thanks to his insane and brutal methods such as this.
Suge had an apartment full of producers. I guess they wasn't coming up with the right songs. And he gathered them all up and said, look, either y'all start producing some hits or I'm gonna start producing some hits.
People were scared of crossing paths with him because that meant going up against one of the biggest gangs in America. Everyone was terrified, and Suge knew his power, just as he did during this interview.
You're a big guy, and there are people who are afraid of you. You know that, don't you?
Suge belonged to the Bloods, one of the biggest gangs in America. His reign of terror lasted for years, and he went on to become the uncontested king of the streets. People still remember how he made the Bloods relevant. Not just himself, he involved artists under his record label in the gang as well, such as Tupac. According to some, Suge was the mastermind behind the rise of the Bloods. Suge Knight marketed Cali gang bangin' like no other. He popularized the Bloods internationally. Tupac was so immersed in the culture, he lost his life getting involved in blood beef. I'm from NYC, and I remember when we had street gangs in the 70s. Street gangs were for teens. Such power over the gang wouldn't be possible had the gang been united. So, Suge played the cunning trick of divide and rule, and he ruled for years. Just his name was enough to shiver down the spines of not just the enemies, but also the Bloods, like Fat Joe recalls.
They was not scared of Suge Knight. They was terrified.
Suge abused his position as one of the most influential men in the country. He continuously extorted people.
Death row was death row, and a lot of people got bullied into a lot of
manipulated them, and created understandings to exert control, and even humiliated them.
He would create drama, talk behind people's back in order to get them to turn against somebody else.
However, all the terror and fear is a thing of the past, as Suge spends his days and nights rotting in prison. His manipulation and extortions have caught up to him, and now he has no one by his side.
He used to be a CEO, now he's just an inmate.
Suge Knight's gang affiliation. Suge Knight was a record executive and the CEO of one of the biggest and most